Thank you. Okay, Omar, do you want to start the meeting and then I'll tell you about roll call?
Sure thing. Good morning, everyone. Today's Upper Rio Grande Planning Group meeting, July 26, 2022. For the record, it is 9:01 a.m. and Annette tells me that we've met quorum.
Yes, we have met quorum. Just as a information in terms of our non-voting members, we do have Joel Lawrence from TDA, JD Lawrence. We also have Judy Elvis with the state Texas State Soil and Water Conservation Board. We also have Elijah Casas from the General Land Office. In terms of guests, we also have Dr. Blair, and then we have Alderman Cantu, David Cantu from the San Elisario. Is there anyone else that I missed?
Good morning. This is
Yes,
US
Dr. Bora.
District. Yeah.
He should
Good
be
morning.
recognized. He was the first one on, so I'm sorry, Dr. Bora. I apologize. Okay, so then, so that does meet our quorum. Omar, if you'd like, we can go ahead and get into number 2.
Agenda item number 2, public comments. Anybody from the public wants to address this group at this time?
Yes, Omar. This is Mr. Cantu. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, I just want to thank this committee for all the hard work they've been doing throughout the last couple of months. After going through the process, through the review with you guys, it gives me a better understanding of what this plan entails and the benefits for the whole region, the whole Region 14 area. So I want to thank you for all the hard work, dedication. And I know it's a challenge because when I read over these documents that I get to review, there's things that I miss as well. So it's good that there's multiple people working on it at the same time. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
Thank you, Alderman Cantu. Thank you. Is there anybody else that wants to address this group? Okay, hearing none. Agenda item number 3, review and approve the minutes for the meeting held on July 20, 2022.
Yes, sir. I was not able to complete the minutes for the July 20th meeting, so I am requesting to present those at the next meeting available. It would not be the one on the 28th. It'll be the one thereafter, whichever one we decide on after that.
At New Year.
Yes.
We need a break.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Agenda item number 4, discussion and potential action regarding administrative expenses to be submitted to the Texas Water Development Board for reimbursement.
We did not have those posted. Those weren't ready either, so we will not take any action on those.
Okay. Agenda item number 5, review of remaining RFP chapters. ACOM, take it away. Let us know if we need to change the agenda items a bit to get things approved while we have quorum. We're going to lose quorum in about an hour.
And so I don't know, Brian, if you'd like what we did, we can take the approach that we made last time, just in terms of us taking a look at chapter 4 and going by it with the new page inserts in terms of identifying if there's any questions, concerns. Dave, is that correct the way and how I was capturing it, like how you did it last time?
No, however you want to do it, it's fine. Yep.
I think that was good how you the approach you took last time. Brian, is that okay with
I
you?
just went with sets of pages.
Sure.
as well.
Yeah, I can take notes on our end. I don't know, Chris, if you're able to share your screen or if we could have some kind of reference on the.
Yeah, I
On
can
the
share my
screen.
screen.
Okay.
Let
Great.
me make sure I pull it up here.
Just a quick question. For items 6 and 7, I thought we took action at last meeting. Just to make sure.
Oh, yes, that is correct. We had created this agenda prior to our vote last week. So
Correct.
we weren't quite sure if we were going to get to that vote on
Yeah.
our last Wednesday meeting. So we'll probably table those later.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I got the full PDF up here.
Chris, if somebody doesn't have input before page 4.6, I've got input on that page.
Okay.
Previously, Zubing recommended that we organize that page by county. And I think if you look at the comparison between that page and table 4.4, which is the next table, which is organized by county, I think it would be very useful to have those two pages be able to be correlated. So you can see which cities are in which county, and then the next page, 4.4, you've got the county breakout for the projects. So it'd be really easy to correlate the two. I think
Yeah.
if you do table 4.3 by county.
So are you suggesting that we add counties as an extra
Yeah.
column in this table?
No,
you can
what I think, because the next page is organized by county in the first column, I would think you should put a county in like Andrews first, and then whatever cities are in Andrews, and then Brewster, and whatever
Oh.
facilities are in
Yeah.
Brewster, and
I see.
then go down the page that way.
Okay, yeah,
And
see,
that-
I guess what we were getting at here was trying to rank them in the order of the most structures. So if we organize it by county, then the ranking, you won't have the most structures in El Paso showing up at the top.
Okay, if you guys feel that's the most important perspective for that table, then I agree. If that's the whole purpose of the table, that's fine. I
That
was just
the
trying to
purpose,
figure out a way to
but-
maybe correlate the two.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
maybe
if we
ju-
added a column with the county in there, it would help
Yeah.
correlate the two.
Okay,
That's
well,
good.
that'd be an intermediate agreement, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
All
then
right.
they have the,
Okay.
go back and take, okay.
Just quick question. Sorry, I kind of pulling back. 4-2 SVI. I think it would mention in other chapters too. SVI was not explained, maybe just spell out
Okay.
on page 4.
Yeah, that's social vulnerability index. We will make sure that gets called out.
There are several places in here that I'm not going to comment on that have acronyms that aren't spelled out. So you might just go through and take a look at those and just see if there are any that need to be spelled out.
Yes, that is on our list. We're trying to do that for the full document.
And remember that anything that has an acronym after it needs to have the words capitalized that represent the acronym. I know page 4.4's got some on there, CDP, for example, on page 4.4 in that second paragraph at 4.1.2. But there are several circumstances for that throughout the document, so you might just check all of them.
Yeah, and remind me, Brian, are we at the beginning of each chapter sort of starting to spell out each acronym, or are we doing it, the first time it's used in the whole document? Do you know what I'm asking, Brian? Like the first time you use an acronym in the whole document, are we then, we spell it out the first time, or are we doing it per chapter? We spell it out the first time in each chapter.
Chris, just to comment on that, if as massive as this document is, as thick as it's going to be, I seriously doubt that somebody's going to read the whole thing at the same time. So I would
Right.
suggest that the first time it appears in each chapter, you go ahead and spell it out.
Okay. I think that makes
It's
sense.
just- But it's a big document.
Right. Okay.
Just quick comments on table 4.1 and the map 14. You try to, I think, how do you say, consistent, but your table 1 shows the top, you highlighted, right? And then your map 14, you have different colors, for different counties. are they matching each other? I tried to figure out what's the best way to, you know, to be consistent.
Right.
For example, El Paso is white, okay, in the way, and then lower corner is another white, and what's the Ector County is another one, 3 white. Didn't explain what meant white. White can be fully informed, no gap, and other counties maybe no information. Because in your table, you have white, except highlighted, all the other rows are white. So.
Right. So Brian, do you want to explain how the county here, the counties colored in the map, correlate to this table 4-1? I could give it a shot too if you're kind of caught off guard, but I thought
Table 4.1 is the greatest. Okay, yeah. So our method here was to rank the counties based on these different categories, in terms of in descending order. So highest ranking at the top, and
Some of these do not have that.
we were trying to compare it with the
There's no map.
greatest or the counties that have have old flood mapping information, as well as counties that have no flood mapping information. So the highlighted rows or cells in that table 4.1 correspond to the different types of counties in our region from the perspective of the gaps analysis. So the darker blue down at the bottom of that table, the legend says greatest gaps in flood risk, no FEMA flood mapping information. That corresponds with the purple outline there in the map, a purple pink outline, and then the greatest gap, the light blue in the table, which is old FEMA flood mapping information, corresponds to the orange areas.
And remind me, we have hashing on top of that for some of the purple ones, but not all the purple ones, and for some of the orange ones, but not all the orange ones. And I think remind me what the hashing symbolizes. I think those were the top.
Those are the greatest gaps, yeah, based on the table that we identified from that ranking. Because we still have other counties that don't have any flood mapping information from FEMA, or have old flood mapping information. So those are indicated in kind of the background as unhatched areas. But the top,
so anything that,
if they appeared in the top 10,
anything that's hashed is in this table as shaded, and anything that's not hashed is still either not included in the FEMA flood hazard layer, or they have old, outdated, but they're not in our greatest gaps list. So
what's the El Paso County meant here in background color?
Right. So El Paso is oh, go ahead, Brian.
El Paso County is actually not does not show up in either the gaps checks because it has recent flood mapping information available. So even though it shows up at the top of that list in table 4.1.
Right. So since it's not shaded on this list, because it has the preliminary FEMA data, it's not shaded on the map.
Okay, yeah, just want to make sure they're consistent. Thank you.
Right. Any other comments?
Next input that I have is on 411, if somebody doesn't have anything before that.
Okay.
In the center paragraph, the large paragraph in the middle, at the bottom, second to bottom line, it says below in a letter to the Texas Water Development Board. Is that the tech memo?
Actually, that was a, let me think. I'm trying to remember because I know it was associated with the tech memo, but
That,
I can't. Yeah, Brian.
yeah, that's in reference to the section 421 below it. So maybe we can just say the process approve the process in section 4.2.1 in a memo. We submitted a memo separately to well, it was
I
submitted
was just
to the
asking if
RPG
it-
for public approval.
If the term letter should be tech memo. If the term letter is correct, then I have no problem with it. But I
Yeah,
thought maybe that was tech
It is a
memo.
memo, yeah.
So was it the
Well,
tech memo?
I guess there's confusion a little bit because I think we submitted a letter with the tech memo, right? Like there was an official deliverable that was the tech memo, and then I think that we submitted a letter by RFPG that said, you know, they approved this process that's outlined in the tech memo. Am I remembering that correctly, Brian?
That was just a letter that
Remembering, but-
authorized the submittal of the tech memo.
Okay,
So
so
that, I
we
don't
should
think
be
that's,
referring to the actual tech memo here then, and not the letter.
yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking of, the letter that authorized us to submit the tech memo, but I think the better reference here would probably just be the tech memo itself.
So change letter to tech memo?
Yes.
Okay, all right. My next input's on 416, unless somebody has something before that. I just personally wanted to thank you for including that bottom comment in there. I think that was, I've been pestering that the whole time, and I appreciate that comment at the bottom of the page.
You're welcome. Yeah, it certainly was an important part of the process, so I wanted to make sure and get that in there.
Yeah, thanks for putting it in. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the input.
Next thing I have is on 419. And this is really clerical. All of the empty boxes in table 4.8 have dashes in them except for 2. And I would think that those 2 in 0001 under project planning and 0003 under green rest, I would put dashes there.
Yep, thank you.
I assume something was deleted there and you just didn't put a dash back in.
Yep, that's right. Thank you.
And then my next input's on 421. In the second paragraph down that starts due to fast-paced schedule, there's a reference 96 projects in the city and 67 in the county. If you go back to page 413, the bottom of the page shows 96 and 66. And I remember there was a discussion about 67 versus 66, but I think those two should probably agree.
Right. What did you say the other page was?
4-13, bottom of the page.
I checked that, but I guess I missed it on this location. I'm pretty sure it should be 67. But yeah, we'll make sure and get those consistent. Yeah, thanks for catching that.
And I do remember there was, I remember there was discussion about 66 and 67, but I don't remember which number was right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah.
67. I think that,
Okay, then.
I remember checking it in this latter, but I forgot that we had referenced it in the earlier part.
Okay, so then basically the change needs to be on page 413 for changing 66 to 67.
I think that's right, but yeah, we'll double check.
Okay, all right.
Chris, I know I mentioned this last time for EP1, just make sure there's consistency with the initialisms. So it's either EPCW and then the number 1 or NO.1. We prefer just the 1, but it's in your tables and throughout the document, it's just inconsistent. There's also
Right.
the hashtag symbol is also used all throughout.
Right. We'll go through and kind of scrub for that. Thanks for that
Gotcha.
reminder. Sorry about that.
Chris, I'm happy to say I have no more inputs, so.
All right. Any other comments on chapter 4? Okay. And then as far as chapter 5, I know that we got that out yesterday. And we had talked to Annette about getting that posted. Since we don't have any more agendas where we can post the updated documents, we are posting them on the website, planning to post them under planning documents, the urgfpg.org. And it sounded like Annette might be able to get that uploaded later today. Is that right?
Annette, you're muted.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Let me, I do have it up. Let me just show you all real quick. You can go to the planning documents
Pretty well written. Good job.
and they're all right here.
We should tell
So on map 21, I had to break it down into 2 files, so it's actually pages 1 through 23. But that's where you can find it. So the idea is that what we'll do is
You got it.
you all can review chapter 5, and if you have any questions, concerns, or if you would request a one-on-one meeting with AECom, you can do that. But we're not going to have any more meetings where we're reviewing the chapters as a group. And so I think that's everything that we wanted to capture. Is that correct, Chris?
Yeah, so we have a couple more meetings before the submittal. We've got the one tomorrow for subcommittee 4, where we're gonna go through the tables from chapter 8 that were agreed upon to be updated last week, and just finalize that decision to make a recommendation on Thursday to approve those legislative recommendations. So Thursday is going to be the last meeting, which is the full general RFPG. Tomorrow's just the subcommittee 4. And so, if there's any comments, that y'all would like to bring up in those meetings based on any of the previous chapters or anything you all see on the website, I don't think there are any issues with bringing up those comments at those meetings. But like Annette said, you could also bring them up by contacting Annette, and she can contact us, or you can reach out to me directly, chris.wright@aecom.com. And we can make sure and do our best to get those comments incorporated into the August 1st draft submittal to the TWDB. But as we mentioned at other meetings, that we are able to address other comments after the August 1st submittal. It's just got to be written as a public comment at that point. So if there's some significant comments that y'all want to make sure get incorporated, but there's just not time at this point. You know, you can always go that route and make a public comment, and then they can still be addressed after August 1st.
Well, we're in this topic, Chris, both Mr. Hall, Dave and I agreed that chapter 5 is really well written. And so our comments are minimal. Other than that, what I mentioned before on the BCA, other than that, I was also not able to find anything I wanted to change on chapter 5. So I want to get you guys let you guys know you did a really great job in chapter 5. All the tables, maps are all very, in chapter 4 and chapter 5 are very useful already.
Great, thank you. I'm glad to hear it.
So then the other, I think, let me go back to the agenda. I think we have a few more items on the agenda that we're not going to be addressing, but let me just go ahead and pull that up. So we've got the just to confirm on number 6 with the, well, just to confirm, I'll let the chair take over because it's not my meeting. So chair,
Okay.
Go ahead.
So agenda item number 6, discussion and action to vote on RFPG recommendations for FMEs, FMSs, and FMPs. Do you need us to vote on that after all?
No, we took care of that at the last general RFPG meeting. So yeah, I think we just had that on this agenda just in case there were any changes based on comments from any of the reviews. So yeah, no, since we don't hear of any requests to change any of the recommendations at this point, I think we can table that.
Okay. Is it the same case for number 7 then?
Yes, that was also in case there were any significant comments, but hearing none, we don't need to vote on that because we did get approval last time to submit to TWDB, assuming that there were no significant comments on any future chapters to be submitted.
Got it. Okay. So then agenda item number 8, also we're skipping it. We already have the next meeting date set.
Yeah, we do. We have it set for this Thursday at 9 o'clock. If I can just quickly ask for just a few minutes to talk about tomorrow's meeting. So tomorrow's meeting is just a repeat of what was discussed last week, but it will be recorded this time so we can have it official in terms of what recommendation Subcommittee 4 is making to the planning group. Chairman Martinez will not be able to attend in person. He's got obligations at the water district. So and I already reached out to Isela Davino, she will not be able to. Is there any way, I know it's a big ask, but Gilbert or Sal, would either one of you be willing to come to the office at 9 o'clock tomorrow so we can have this meeting? The two of you are on Subcommittee 4. We need to have at least one person physically here where the meeting was posted. Nothing like putting you on the spot, but I'm doing it.
Otherwise, we can fly in Carlos.
No, I'll be there.
Okay, thank you, Gilbert. Okay, so.
Thank you, Gilbert.
Mr.
I was
Biggin?
going to nominate you.
Thanks.
All right, so I think we're staying official. We're staying within the regulations. So we'll have our meeting tomorrow. It won't, unless AECOM thinks differently. I think it'll be a very quick meeting, 20, 30 minutes at the most, if that. Because we just have that one action item to approve. AECOM, is there anything else you want to say about Subcommittee 4?
No, I think you covered it. We're just going to try to get the decision recorded on the meeting, and then we'll make the recommendation at the next Thursday general RFPG meeting.
Okay. Anything else you all want to discuss before we adjourn?
Just if you can let me know, I'm going to send out an email again just to see everyone's availability on Thursday. I have several that will not be able to attend, so I just want to make sure we can get at least 7 of us so we can, put this to rest and let AECOM submit the draft
On Thursday.
plan. So I'll be sending out an email if you can respond. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Quick comments.
Okay. Dr. Singh?
I just checked your chapter 5. I realized there's no Appendix 5B. You have two Appendix 5A. Is one of them 5B? That's it. I don't have time to read the others, but just catch this quickly.
Thank you. Yes,
Just make a note.
I will make a note on that. Whoops, yeah, I'm in the wrong one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
They all made a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay,
Second Gilbert,
Okay,
okay,
that's all right. Use it.
okay.
all in favor, please indicate so by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed?
Thank you, Annette. I'm just reminding you, tomorrow I will not be able to attend the meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you all. Y'all have a good day.
Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna get a whole.